Welcome to Cooking While Drunk. Just a little 805 cerveza. You know, it's a little hot out, so. But let's get some drinking done. Alright, so we're gonna make, I don't know, Lynchburg lemonade. So, homemade lemonade, courtesy of my wife. We have some rye, some sparkleized lemonade, some for the kid, a sprig of mint, give it a little jiggle, and cheers. That's good. I think I'll make one more. I think my camera person deserves one, don't you think? Rye, bye-bye rye. Rye you later. A little bit of mint. Give it a stir. Hand it to her. Let's see what she thinks. Delicious. And I'm gonna go deliver this to my kid. We'll be right back. Delicious. Welcome to Cooking While Drunk. Today we're gonna make braised beef short ribs. So I got these beautiful little ribs from Food Max. So normally they'll be about that long, but they kind of cut them for you. And they do a pretty good job trimming it. Sometimes you have to remove the silver skin that's there. I got a perfect piece here. I'm not so good with knife skills. On the back side, you can see how I cut along the membrane here. But what I did was I cut along the bone itself. So what that hopefully will do, will allow it to shrink down. And as it cooks, it will contract away from the bone itself. Alrighty. So what we have here is we have some garlic, thyme, rosemary. We have some onions, celery, and carrots. So we'll chop up. That'll be our vegetables. We're going to start with this. We're going to get these seared off real quick. So. And you're going to sear these in your Dutch oven for roughly about 3 to 5 minutes per side. You just want to get them nice and brown. Alright? So, we'll be right. We're going to brown these off in our Dutch oven, which we have heating up right over here. A little bit of oil. Give that a bit of a swirl. And as soon as it starts to shimmer, it is ready. The heat. I turn the heat up a little bit more because once I put the beef in, it will suck the heat off the pan, and then it won't get that nice brown that we're looking for. All right, meaty side down first. Get a nice good sizzle going there. And this is the Le Creuset Dutch oven that I'm using. Courtesy from my grandmother. She'd be so proud to know that it is going to good use. She recently passed away, and I love this pan. So this will take about 3 to 5 minutes per side. As soon as they're brown enough, we'll get them off and we'll start with the vegetables. All right? See you in a minute. It is hot in here, inside and out. So. Set your oven to 350 degrees. When your short ribs are done browning, yes, I am using metal tongs, but I'm not touching the pot. Take them out. And I'm just using the same dirty plate that they were sitting on because they are going right back in. And I will crank this down to low, or actually medium. I almost sipped on the beef broth. Did you see that? Some of our other ingredients, we have 1 whole onion, dice. I like the large dice. A big handful of baby carrots because that's what we buy around here. You know, you just got a little more extra work. 2 stalks of celery. I have half a cup of chicken stock and half a cup of beef stock. I also have 1 head of garlic. I split it. And then I also have a couple cloves that are chopped, which I don't, oh, right here. And we have about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of flour. Ooh. Some chocolate mint. And it does taste like chocolate mint. I need one of my glass. Alright, so our vegetable bits, carrots, onion, and celery go in. You're going to hit them with a little bit of salt. You're going to saute these for about 3 minutes and then we'll be right back. Scrape up the little brown bits in the bottom. That's good fond. And then now we're going to add some beer to me. Some days I just like a nice light beer. So, alright. The onions have softened and brought out some of the sweetness. And the celery is soft and the carrots are nice and sweet. We're going to add the flour. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to add the garlic. The chopped garlic first. And I'm just going to do it for about a minute. Once you start to smell the garlic, we'll move on. Don't forget, if garlic burns, what happens? The dish is not going to recover, no matter what you do. The taste of burnt garlic is just like putting a bit of liver or something that touched liver in your dish. That flavor will be all over it. I smell garlic. And the garlic is starting to turn a little opaque. So now we're going to add our flour. This is about 1.5 tablespoons, maybe 2 tablespoons. And give that a stir. You just want to cook out the raw garlic. You don't want to stop stirring. If you stop stirring the flour. You don't want the flour to burn, but you do want the raw flour taste to come out. So as you can see now, it's starting to dry up here. Okay, so we're going to add 1 cup of our stock, whether it's any combination of beef, chicken, or vegetable. Like I said, this is half beef and half chicken. And then we're going to add half a bottle of cabernet sauvignon. I can hear the wife saying, "Stop wasting wine." Alright, so now, everybody back in the pool. Gonna nestle these guys right in. Oh yeah, and you see how by cutting this line of the membrane right here, it kind of shrunk away from the bone. That'll make it for much easier bone removal. I'm going to add the bone in any residual liquid. Going to add the garlic, and yes, I'm actually putting the half in at a time. So I did split the garlic, and if you can get the top half to stay intact, throw it in. I could not, they fell apart, so I chopped them. So this part will go in like this. And in this household, no such thing as too much garlic. But in this household, the wife's gonna kill me because that's the last of our garlic. A sprig of thyme and a big giant sprig of rosemary, both of them from our yard. We're going to season with a little bit of salt. Not too much because, you know, we did salt the beef before it went in, and then a couple good turns from our pepper grinder. We're going to make sure everything is nice and well and submerged, nestled in there.
It must smell good because Hoshi is patiently waiting for something. Right, Hoshi? Are you waiting for the food?
So I'm going to turn off the heat now that it came up to a simmer. Pop on the top. And into our 350-degree oven. And this will take about 2 to 2.5 hours, maybe 3 depending on your oven. Now, I need a new oven, so I'm expecting to take about 3. I need to lower my rack one. Usually, I do pre-do that, but I forgot. All right. 2.5 to 3 hours probably. For me, this will probably take about 3, but I'm going to check it around 2 hours. I will pull it out, see how tender it is. If I pull it out and I can pull it away with a fork, then I'll take it out from there. All right, see you in a couple hours. Peace. It's so hot outside. Welcome back. So, we're going to make some spritzers using the same wine that we used in the short ribs. Mint for me, she has mint in hers, and this is just my soda water that I made. This is a whole frozen strawberry with a few pieces of ice, just because it is hot out. Cheers. It's also hot in here. So we're just about done. All right, let's take a look. Where am I? Here we go. As you can see, the short ribs look good. Gently use tongs not to scrape the sides. We're going to take the short ribs out. Look at that. The bone in this one came right out. And so it's only been about 2 hours. I checked on them just to see how they were doing. All right. Oop. And they are fall off the bone worthy. So I'm going to tuck this back in. I'm going to top it off with a little bit of chicken stock, and I'm going to reduce this. I'm sorry, beef stock. It's a habit to say chicken stock, you know. That was probably about 1.5 cups of chicken stock. Or beef stock. I keep saying chicken stock, I don't know why. So we're going to let this come up to temperature. We're going to let it simmer for a minute. We're going to let it reduce. Meanwhile, of course, we're going to use our wooden spoon. We're going to scrape the sides and the bottom, and get all that wholesome goodness, all that flavor. I have the thyme and the rosemary still in here, intact. So we're going to let this come up to a simmer. We're going to let it, as soon as it comes up to a simmer, I'm going to take the lid back off, let it reduce for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're ready to plate. Actually, after it's done simmering, I'll turn the heat off. I will let it settle for a minute, then I will use my big metal spoon just to scrape off the top layer of the fat, because you know it's a lot of fat in there. Probably it doesn't look too like there's too much fat in there, but we'll find out in a few minutes. All right, cheers. You know it smells good when you've got 2 dogs and the cat are all up in here. Anyways, all right, so let me have one more sip. So let's plate. You can serve this over, mashed potato puree, not quite mashed potatoes, but a little more thicker, or cauliflower puree, or jasmine rice, which my wife's about to make us. Oh, look how easy that just came off the bone. You probably didn't see it though. Shall we do the next one? Of course, this one isn't as easy, but if it's done, it should just slide right on out. Oop. Of course, you would not cooperate. There we go. This one already came off the bone. And so I didn't have to actually strain some of the fat off very much. I took out the sprigs of rosemary and thyme, and then the vegetables I just leave in because I like it as is. Some people like to strain it, some people like to mash it and puree. No, I like it just like that. And then what I do is I dig into that garlic clove head just like that. Get some extra garlic, and there you have it. Braised short ribs. And not once did I say easy peasy this time. Yes, well, it is easy, but it is time consuming. You know, it takes up so much time that, you know, you got plenty of time to drink. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Hit that button, hit that subscribe button on the bottom. Let me know what you think. Did you like this recipe? Did you not like it? Do you have a variation you want to see? Or do you want me to try something different? Let me know. I'll work on it. We have a new logo coming out. We're launching our website soon. And I keep saying that, but I'm going to keep saying soon. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for watching Cooking While Drunk.